Okay, strap in, because I stumbled down a rabbit hole that's wilder than anything on reality TV. We're talking about the super duper rich, you know? The tech gods from Silicon Valley, supposedly building secret lairs to hide in when the world goes to shit, like actual luxury bunkers, hidden away in remote corners of the globe, ready for them to jet off to when, I don't know, zombies attack or the nukes fly? Is this real life or are we living in a goddamn movie plot? Are they seriously planning to just ditch the rest of us plebs?
Wait, bunkers? Like fallout shelters but fancy? I thought that was just paranoid internet chatter. Is there actually proof?
It's more than chatter, Ayla. The rumors have been swirling for years, but it's becoming increasingly concrete. I was looking into this. Recently, there was confirmation just last year, 2025 apparently, from a company that actually builds these high-end luxury bunkers. They admitted finally, after years of speculation, that they've shipped completed underground shelters to clients in New Zealand. So yeah, it's happening.
Holy shit, New Zealand? Seriously? So it's not just some dude digging a hole in his backyard. These are professionally built panic rooms for the apocalypse?
There have been specific whispers too, haven't there? I remember reading something about the CEO of Reddit supposedly buying a massive ranch out there, complete with an underground shelter. And wasn't there talk about Peter Thiel, the PayPal guy, having some kind of escape plan down there too?
Oh yeah, the list is probably longer than we think. It's gone from conspiracy theory to a verifiable trend among a certain of society. The kind of people who think buying an island is like us buying a new pair of shoes.
Okay, but why is this the thing everyone's losing their minds over online? Rich people buy weird shit all the time. What makes billionaire bunkers prime meme material? Is it just because it sounds so ridiculously dystopian? Like something straight out of Don't Look Up?
I think it taps into something deeper, Kiki. It's the visual, isn't it? The image of the wealthiest people on Earth, who arguably benefited most from the way the world is, literally plotting their escape from it. It's incredibly symbolic. It screams inequality. It feels like a real-life version of Elysium. One tiny fraction gets a golden ticket off a dying planet, or out of a collapsing society, while everyone else is left behind to deal with the fallout. That resonates because, frankly, it feels sickeningly plausible.
Exactly. The virality isn't just about gawking at rich people's eccentricities. It's fueled by genuine anger and a sense of betrayal. You see it in the comment sections, the forums, the dark humor. All those memes of Jeff Bezos chilling on Mars while Earth burns, or Zuckerberg live streaming from his geothermal-powered bunker. It's funny, but it comes from a place of real resentment. People feel like the elites are preparing to cut and run.
Yeah, no kidding. It feels like they're saying, thanks for the trillion suckers, we're out of here. It's the ultimate middle finger.
And that brings up the unavoidable moral dimension. Is it ethically defensible? These are individuals with unimaginable resources. Resources that could potentially be used to, I don't know, prevent the catastrophes they're planning to flee from, fix the systems they profited from. Instead of investing in solutions, they're investing in escape hatches. It feels profoundly cynical, like giving up on the rest of humanity.
There was a piece in The Guardian years ago that nailed it. It talked about how these tech billionaires are essentially building fortresses to survive a societal collapse that, arguably, their own innovations and business practices might have contributed to accelerating. That idea that they helped create the monster they're now running from really sticks with people. It fuels the outrage.
But hold on, let's play devil's advocate for a second. Nina, you're the practical one. Would these Bond villain lairs even work? If shit really hits the fan globally, can you actually just hide underground in New Zealand and be fine?
Just the $1 million, or rather, $1 billion question? Isn't it? Practically speaking, it's dubious. Think about it. You're in your luxury bunker, sure. But what about supply chains? Food, water purification systems needing maintenance, spare parts, specialized medical care? You can't bunkerize everything. And what about the locals? If the world is truly ending, do we really think the people outside the bunker, maybe the ones whose land you bought, are just going to politely let the foreign billionaire ride out the storm in peace? History suggests probably not. Desperate people do desperate things.
There's that darkly fascinating point Douglas Rushkoff made too. He spoke to some of these prepper billionaires, and their biggest fear wasn't the angry mob outside. It was their own paid security detail turning on them once the money stopped flowing or the societal structures vanished. Imagine being trapped in a bunker, utterly dependent on armed guards who suddenly realize they hold all the power. That's a horror movie waiting to happen, it speaks volumes about the trust or lack thereof inherent in that whole scenario.
Okay, that's some next level paranoia. Freaking out about your own hired goons? Maybe they should have just, been nicer people? Just a thought. But seriously, New Zealand as apocalypse insurance? I love that. It's so perfect. It's stable, democratic, beautiful, and most importantly, bloody far away from everything else. If you wanted to pick a spot to dodge World War III or the zombie plague, you could do worse.
Which is precisely why it's caused such a stir in New Zealand. There have been legitimate political debates there about foreign land ownership, partly driven by this trend. Some Kiwis are deeply uncomfortable with their country being marketed as the preferred lifeboat for the global elite. They don't necessarily want to be the caretakers of billionaire bunkers while the rest of the world potentially crumbles. It changes the character of the place and raises questions about sovereignty and who benefits.
And it's not just about war or pandemics, is it? The brief mentioned these bolt holes are also seen as escapes from climate catastrophe. Buying pristine land in a place perceived as less vulnerable to rising sea levels or extreme weather, to me that's almost worse. It feels like a tacit admission of defeat on climate action by the very people whose industries often contributed significantly to the problem. Instead of leading the charge for change, they're buying premium seats for the ark. It's infuriating.
So, what's the final verdict here? Are these guys just rich eccentrics being overly cautious, planning for their families, like anyone with the means would? Or is it something way more sinister, a deliberate plan to abandon ship?
Honestly, it's probably a mix. Some genuine prudence, maybe. A hefty dose of paranoia, definitely. And yes, a significant serving of staggering, almost sociopathic, self-interest packaged as preparedness. They have the ultimate privilege, the ability to try and opt out of shared consequences.
Ultimately, it symbolizes a profound breakdown of trust, doesn't it? A failure of the idea that we're all in this together. When the wealthiest are literally digging holes to hide in, it sends a chilling message about their faith in the future and their sense of responsibility to the present. It makes you wonder what kind of world they foresee and what role they imagine for themselves in it or outside of it.
Man, imagine the FOMO if the apocalypse doesn't happen and they're just stuck in their fancy holes eating freeze-dried caviar. But seriously, what do you guys think? Are these bunkers genius planning or the ultimate act of rich guy cowardice? Let us know. Personally, I'm just trying to figure out how to get on the guest list for one of these things. Kiki needs her apocalypse margarita.